Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Crystal. We're making cooking great again. So today I'm going to make some fry bread, or I guess you would call it chalupa shells, for homemade chalupas for dinner. So I'm going to take you along with me while I make these and then make the fillings. And then I don't know if we'll do one of the canning projects I have waiting for today or if we'll do that in a different video. But let's go ahead and get started. And I have ahead of time in my bowl here, let me show you. I'm doubling this recipe. So one recipe calls for 2 1/4 flour. You use AP purpose or all-purpose flour. And so I've doubled it. So I have 4 1/2 cups of flour. And I have 1 teaspoon of salt. The single recipe is a 1/2 teaspoon. 2 tablespoons of baking powder because we want it to fluff up. We're going to use a total of 2 cups of milk. And then 4 tablespoons of butter. So I have that already cut up and ready. So we're going to give this a mix and a stir. I'm wearing the glove to stir with, so that'll make it easier. So let me get this combined, kind of stir in my dry ingredients. Then we're going to add our butter in, and then kind of stir it by hand or mix it by hand, and then we'll get our milk added. Once we're done, I'm going to form it into a ball. And we're going to use our rolling pin and our surface here with some flour to roll out the dough. I'm going to let it rest for a minute after I form the ball and then start on the filling so I can show you that. Dogs, we have animals. It's just every day how it goes. All right. I'm going to set that aside and go ahead and grab the butter I have already cut up. It's still a little chilled, but you can see it's squeezable. So I take it out of the refrigerator so it wouldn't be too cold. So let's go in and squeeze this in. It's like being a kid. You like playing on Play-Doh and everything. This is kind of Play-Doh projects for adults. Always fun. Now you don't have to use butter. You can use lard, tallow, whatever fat shortening, whatever you have. I want the butter in it. I did have some tallow, but I decided not to do that today, to go in and do it with the butter. And then I'm going to be using avocado oil for frying this in. I don't use seed oils, so I don't have canola or vegetable oil to use for this. So what I use is avocado oil because it has a high smoke point. If you're not familiar with that, it's about 500 degrees. So it's good for frying. Kind of like turkey and chicken and pork, the other white meats. The other flours. Okay, we can feel this is starting to combine pretty good. You can see the little chunks. We'll just keep mixing it. Pretty good. So we're going to start mixing in the milk now. I'm going to remove this one here. I have a little bit of an injury on my nail there. The dangers of rinsing things. I was rinsing some beans in a colander and it caught me. Got my nail and ripped it down. So we're going to add this full cup of milk because I know we'll need that. But we may not need the full 2nd cup. So we'll start with this and combining it. Excuse me. And then we'll get our 2nd cup in here as needed. There we go. Okay, definitely pretty dry, so go ahead and add some of our 2nd cup. Yeah, it looks like it's going to need all of this, so I'll just go ahead and pour it all in. We're going to go in and move back to the hands. Your hands are your best tools in the kitchen for sure. So we'll go ahead and clean this off of here. And start mixing the rest of our hands. Now since I've doubled it, this will make either 8 large chalupa shells or 16 small. I'll probably do on the larger size since it's myself, my husband, and my son. They're pretty hardy eaters, so we'll enjoy that. And always, leftovers are good, and it's really simple to reheat this fry bread too, so none will go to waste, that's for sure. So we're just gonna mix this in, form it into a ball. Once we're done mixing this in and forming it into a ball, we're gonna let it rest for a minute and get our oil heating, and then we're gonna get our hamburger on as well for the filling. And I'm also going to make some refried beans out of some beans that I recently canned. I actually had 2 jars not sealed, so it's a perfect use of them. But I had a whole lot more that did, so it's a fair trade. I do love the can. I have a lot of jars out here you can't see right now from canning the other day. I did a large batch of ham and bean soup, but I had so much beans by the time I had soaked them that I had to can some just pinto beans, which totally did not break my heart, I promise. I love canning my own beans and I love the flavor of them, so that did not bother me one bit. I just stuck the other jars in the fridge till today to use them up, so a little more flour worked in here. There we go. Keep working it in. You're not going to overwork it because this is going to be fried up, so it'll be fine. It's not like it's a bread dough that we're going to bake, so yeah, we'll be fine. And it will be delicious. Duke. No, sir. He's mad because Duchess has a bone. Because last night we had ribeye steaks for dinner, so it's AKA steak night. So Duchess still has her bone from steak night, and he ate his. So she can't have hers. Duke bone. No, sir. No, play nice. Stop being mean. But he's a very vocal dog, so that's what he is. Duke. No. No, baby. You want to come say hi to the camera? Everyone can see your beautiful face? Huh? You want to come say hi to the camera? Come here. Oh, now I got everybody because they think that I got a treat because, well, I'm mom and grandma and they all think I have something. So let me introduce you. So, oh, did you give Duke the bone? That's Duke. Duchess. Daisy, come over here. Come here, Bubba. And this is my little Daisy Belle. So that's the pack inside. That's not counting all the birds outside with the ducks and the chickens. Okay, guys, go lay down. Go sit down. Go over there and play. Got a kitchen. Got a kitchen, babies. No, I don't. Okay, you're going to have to give me a minute. I'm going to have to give them a treat now. I did call them over in all fairness. Hold on, let me finish getting my dough in a ball, okay? All right. This is looking pretty good now. So I'm going to let it rest again while I get the beef on, and I'll go in and give them a treat. So give me just a moment. Okay, let's set this aside. Throw this away. Hold on, babe. Go in the living room. Go back and play. Thank you. Okay. Hello again. So I'm going to move you over here to the stove so we can go ahead and get the beans and the meat started for the chalupas. Okay, I think we lost recording there. Okay, so I'm going to cook the beef in this pan and then fry the fry bread in this one. So I'm going to do the refried beans in this pan. So, and this is the avocado oil that I'm going to use to fry in. I think I have a little bit left in this one first. So I'll empty this one out first. In here. Yeah, there's very little. We want about 1 inch of oil to fry that in. I'm going to grab a pan. So when we do the fry breads, once we fry them, we can set them here for draining the oil. So we'll go ahead and open this one. I do have a deep fryer. I don't have oil in it right now. I don't particularly fry a lot of food. Don't get me wrong, I do fry, just not a lot. That should be about enough. For now, if we need more, we can always have more. I'm not going to turn the heat on it just yet, because I'm going to get the meat started. So we'll get that open and going. And I love this organic grass-fed ground beef that I get at Aldi. You can see that. Is that upside down? I think I inverted my camera. There's the... Interesting. Okay. Alright. So we're just going to get this in the pan. I'm going to do 2 pounds. Again, nothing will go to waste, so we like leftovers, especially with tacos. Absolutely nothing, I promise, will go to waste. I don't add oil before I put it in the pan. I don't think we need the added fat. So, next we'll let it cook down and remove any, if any, fat out of the beef before we add seasoning. And then we'll get the beans on as well. And I'll actually use, instead of water, some of the beef bouillon that I've pulled out that I canned. We'll use some of that for the, get this on. Alright. Kind of break it up a little bit, but I'll use my meat separator or masher, whatever you want to call it, to really round it up well. So now that we have that going. Duke, no. He's mad at the phone again. Duke, no. Duke, no. Inside voice. Shh. Well, he hasn't learned that yet, has he? Okay. So these are the refried beans that I can do myself, or pinto beans that I'm going to make refried beans. I also canned this beef broth myself. So let me get my opener and get the beans on. Yuki, come on. He's so very vocal. Anyway. It's a good sound when you're a canner. That's one of the best sounds to hear when you open it. Always give it a sniff just to make sure it doesn't smell funny when you can something. So, going to get these into our pot here. Duke, no. Alright. And what I like to do whenever I make the refried beans, because this is a bit much for us, is I'll freeze them. Because they freeze really well also. Duke! Excuse me. Duke, no. Y'all see how well he listens. Now he's going to yelp and run because she being Duchess is going to show him who's boss. So I'm going to put a little bit of this broth in my bean can. Whisk it a little bit. Add to the beans. And we'll do the same with this one. And we'll save that for the taco meat. And a little bit more whisking. Telling you, if you don't can, you should. If you don't do your own broth, you should. I love it. I will do a tour sometime of my pantry with all my canned goods and everything I have on the shelf. Alright. Take care of these. No. So also in the beans here, you can see the liquid, but that liquid's going to cook down. So we're going to add some salt and pepper. I like to put it in now. We can taste later if needed, but we'll go in and add some salt right now. Just a little bit. I don't salt my broth, so there's. Okay, looks like we lost the camera for a minute there, so we'll just continue on. Don't know why it shut down. Alright, so we'll just break this down really well. Now for this, we're going to use some delicious taco seasoning that I make. I did add some pre-made in here too, but that's because I was almost out of my homemade that I need to make more of, but I mixed it all together. The secret ingredient, or the ingredient that I like that's different, is cinnamon. It's actually really good in taco seasoning. In case you didn't ever try it or know, it really is. I can share a recipe with you for that. Alright, let's give our beans a stir. You can see they're really cooking pretty quickly. But we want to keep going, and we'll use a masher to kind of mash them a little bit, make them more the consistency we want for refried beans. Cover the beans. Yes, I'm in slippers. It's okay though. I love my slippers. I'm at home relaxing. I worked already today, and so here I am now. So I'll use this in a little bit on the beans. So I'll set that there. And then we're going to go ahead and get the oil heating for our fry bread. There we go. Got just now. Be good. I better get along. Okay, I don't know what happened, but my video cut out, so I'm back. You can see I separated these out. So we'll see what happens here. I'm just making them into balls, and then I'll roll them out. See how they turn out. Alright. We'll make our first one and go from there. We're just supposed to roll them out. Don't look very big, do they? We're not trying to make miniature food here. We may need to use this to make a bigger one. We'll see what happens when they fry up. Hopefully we get them out enough. A lot of bounce back. I guess this is kind of considered a large, like what you would use for a chalupa. It's supposed to be about 6 inches round. I'm going to do a little bit bigger here. Just a little bit. Alright, so that one looks good. I'll set this aside. We'll start on the next one. I'm going to go check on the meat real quick. I'll be right back. Anyway, let's go on over here, and I'm going to add the seasoning to the hamburger after we wipe away any maybe grease left in it. So you can see it's browned pretty good. So that's good. And we're going to give the beans a stir. Oh yeah, those are looking delicious. It's cooking down the liquid, see? And we're getting that thickened as we go. So that's looking good. So we'll go ahead and get some of this, well, what little bit of grease is in here. I just use a paper towel and do this here. Make sure we get anything in here. I mean, I feel like there's hardly any, but not like it would hurt you. Beef fat's good. All right. There we go. I think that's about all we got in there. So I'm going to set this right here on the napkin. Just throw that away when we're done. So now we're going to just add our taco seasoning. I guess it would probably be about 2 to 3 tablespoons, but I'm just going to eyeball it because it's what I do. It's really up to you for your taste, and I like to taste the seasoning. Now I'm going to use this beef broth that was left over from the beans as the liquid. Give this a stir. These all mixed in. I really kind of go by the color of it with the seasoning if I need more. So it looks like we are going to need some more. So I'll go ahead and add that in. Just a little bit more. And just a little bit more of the broth. There we go. It's looking good and delicious. We're gonna let this just simmer for a couple minutes, let the flavors mesh, cook off the rest of that broth I added. That's okay. I am okay with that. My family's okay with that. I think I will add just a tad more. Alright. And I think I'm also going to add a little bit into the beans, because why not? Definitely need to get some more made. Well, I can't work the lid either. I don't like to add too much liquid back into here because I don't want my meat to be runny. That's why I let it finish cooking down. And I'm going to add a little bit more of the broth. Just a little bit. And then it'll cook all that out. And just be flavor. It'll be delicious. Like I said, I didn't add any salt. I don't put salt in my homemade taco seasoning or my broth. However, like I said in there, I did use some of the pre-made mix too. That has salt in it. So, I'm comfortable with not adding any right now. I think we are good with no salt. And I think all that's mixed in pretty well. We'll give it a taste and make sure if we do need salt after we give the beans a stir with that taco seasoning as well. There we go. Smelling delicious. My oil is really getting heated up. I'm surprised my exhaust fan hasn't kicked on yet with all the heat from everything. Alright, let's put that here. Let's give this meat a taste test. Let's see. How we like it. So we're going to taste the seasoning in the beef. Okay, so apparently my camera died. I don't know why, but I went ahead and just rolled out the rest of the chalupas. So now I'm going to get them cooked. That dropped the camera in my face. Sorry about that. Let's see if we can rotate this a little bit for a better view for you. Not working so well, is it? Okay. It's about as good as I'm going to get it right now from this angle. So I'm going to move everything back because this is probably going to splatter and be hot. I'm not going to lie, the oil is definitely heated up. And I only have it at a little medium, but anyway. Grab some tongs. I already have my pan ready right here. So we need the tongs because we're going to fold it into a taco shape. So, here's the rest of them all ready to go. So let's get to frying. Duke's in the background mad because we also had some accidents piddling in the house, so we're taking a time out. So from my understanding, for this to fold, we're going to do a half like that for a couple minutes in there and then fold it. So do like that, and then we can do the other side and fold it over, like so. So that's why I kind of need to be on hand to do these. I can't just throw them in and fry them. I need to be able to fold them over and fry them. So do one more fold. Get this side. And then we should be set for our chalupa shape. That looks pretty good. Pretty excited on how that's turning out. I feel like the inside needs to fry a little more. So I'll just float it one more time. And we'll see how this goes. Trying not to crack it. Go back this way a little bit. There we go. That looks good. I think I need to add a little bit more oil. It's not quite deep enough. So, not a problem. We'll add a little more oil in here. Alright. Now I think we are good on this one now. Okay. Give it one more turn here. And yeah. I think we're good. We'll let it drain out. One down. A few more to go, but that really turned out well, so I'm pretty happy with the way that turned out. I'll set it there to drain, and we'll get started on the next one. You don't want to just lay it in there, from my understanding. You know what, let's try one. We're going to just lay it flat, see how it does. On one side slightly, then roll it over, and then we're going to fold it and see how that does. Because see, it's still pliable at this point, so we just want to make sure that it all cooks through. So I think this will work. We'll just kind of shuffle the oil on it, and then we'll flip it to the other side. Make sure the inside is getting cooked. There we go. I won't do more than one at a time though. I'm too nervous. I'll mess them up. So now that that's out, we're actually going to just do a little bit of salt on it for flavoring. I want to keep that off. But yeah, that turned out really well. Pretty excited. I'm going to flip it this way. And then we're going to flip it back this way. There we go. Make sure we get all of that cooked. It seems to be pretty forgiving dough once it gets into the fryer, so that's pretty nice and nice to use it to work with. So, I'm sorry I missed showing everybody rolling out all of the chalupas, but you saw me roll one, you saw me roll them all, let's be honest. So, no worries. We'll just kind of put some oil up in there. Make sure the inside's getting done. That looks amazing, y'all. I am pretty excited. I bet it's going to be delicious with our ground beef and our beans. And I have some fresh shredded cheese that I shredded from Tillamook block of cheese that I get at Sam's. So that should be even more delicious. Make sure that's all fried inside. There we go. And we'll just give it a little bit of a drain. Alright. Set it up like that. And on to the next one. Well, I'm not sure why, but my camera shut off again. Maybe it's because it's not seeing my face. Hi. Maybe it needs to see my face to stay on. I don't know. I'm gonna have to mess around with it and see what the deal is or what's going on. Oh, in the meantime, I need to pay attention to what's going on in here. Don't let them get me too distracted, huh? There we go. Put that away. Boy, that baking powder, that really does make this rise, doesn't it? That's the key ingredient on getting it to puff. Is that baking powder. Okay, y'all, like I said, I'd bring you back when it was done. These are all of our chalupa shells, hamburger beans, some cheese, sour cream, salsas of choice, avocado even if someone wants it, and some of my homegrown lettuce. So let's assemble. I'm gonna make my husband a plate. See how he likes it. Fresh and hot. How many do you want to start?
2.
3?
2.
3?
3.
Do you really only want 2? Huh?
3.
See how we negotiate? You want beans, right? And then meat, and then cheese?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so I had to switch plates, but chalupas are ready and looking delicious.